What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi, and this is hands down the most difficult video that I've ever produced for you, ever. If it's not the worst or most difficult, it's right up there. Oh my God. First of all, I'm having all sorts of technical issues. Like, I am having problems getting online on my computer. That's first. My last several videos that I released for you, I did them offline on my computer and then sent the whole thing to my phone and then uploaded it from my phone. Well, that evil plan ended because my phone went to hell. It's been going to hell, but it's gone to hell now. Like, I can't. I'm not able to access my YouTube. And then the main thing is, like, you can't even take a picture. You take a picture, it says file not stored, something like that. File not stored. Same thing when you try and use video. As soon as you hit record, it says file not stored. You haven't done anything. It just say file not stored. So I can't. The one glimmer of hope, of light in all of this is out of nowhere. The other day, I got a text from Metro saying, good news, because you're such an amazing customer and you are a model and we sweat you and all this. Okay, they didn't say the model part, but they wanted to. All right, so they wanted to. So that's technically true. They were thinking it. They were at least thinking it. Okay, they didn't say that part. Fine. What do you want from me? But they were offering me $100 on a new phone. So I immediately thought, this is some bullshit. So I called them up and I said, this is some bullshit. And they go, actually, sir, it's not. We're actually giving you, you're an appreciated customer. We're giving you $100 towards any phone. And I go, well, what if I get a phone that's not $100? You know? And then they're like, well, then you just pay, you know, the $15 connection fee and the taxes or something like that. And so hopefully I'll be doing that pretty soon. So I don't know when you're going to see this video, because although I can record it, I don't have a way to present it to you. But it's so important, everybody, that I do this. And it's also a nightmare because what I'm doing right now, I already did. And when I went to add it to the other portion that I've already recorded for you, I sounded like a chipmunk. It was going in super speed. Where's my punch? Wait, y'all. Definitely gonna need my punch on this. But, and I look like some bullshit, whatever. But here's why I'm doing this, because I've already recorded what I'm going to show you. It is some bullshit. Why, Jedi? Because it came on television. I was watching my favorite talk show, The Real, and they interrupted. Now, why this video also becomes important, everybody, hear this. Because they were breaking in because the orange tulip, white devil that sits in the Oval Office was coming out to announce the end of the shutdown. This video is important from the Jedi because even when that video appears online, and it might be on there by now, It won't have the break into programming. It'll just be his speech. And then the applause, which is what we're dealing with. As I sit here talking to you now, even though this is a re-fucking record of the on-camera portion for me, I still haven't seen the whole press conference. Because this stopped me in my tracks. This goes to what I tell you all the time about pay attention to what's in front of you, everybody. I'm trying, among the many things that I'm trying to be for you, and of the many things that I'm trying to influence and inspire you to, this is certainly in that wheelhouse, and you've heard me talk about it before. I've said you've got to be able to discern what is in front of you so that shit don't just get past because you're being assaulted with stuff all day, every day, round the clock, 24/7, every breathing second of the day. And I'm trying to help you to be in a space where it does not get past your gate. I always tell you, stand at the gate and be the captain of your ship. So, there I am, watching the reel and hating Lonnie. And they break in. But if they were in commercial. So they weren't in the show. So they'd gone to commercial. So during commercial, black screen. And I hear applause. A lot of what I'm going to say now, you're going to see in the video that I'm going to play for you. Because I did that portion first, and I was like, no, I need to also explain this. So some of this stuff you're going to hear again, but whatever. We're here for a reason. I always tell you, I'm not here to waste your time or mine. My time is precious, and so is yours. And I only demand your audience by putting out a video. That's demanding your audience. I only demand your audience when I have something of value to give you. If I don't have something of value, I don't need to do anything. I don't need to waste your time. Now, this commercial and then black screen and I hear applause. Half a second, maybe a full second. That continues. And it starts out with just like, you could tell it wasn't like a spontaneous applause. It was like 1, 2, and then it kind of just, then that group of people were clapping. But it sustained. So we start hearing the clap. I'm going to let you hear it. We start hearing that, and then the guy is saying, we break into your programming, blah, 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 but the applause is still happening. All the way to now they show the shot of the orange tulip coming out and coming down the stairs to the mic. Applause is still happening. And they go, let's hear this now. And then the applause stopped and he starts speaking. That stopped me in my tracks because I am the Jedi. And I always tell you, know your enemy, your environment, and your condition. Know that you are not a citizen of this bitch, everybody. And start experiencing and observing everything in third person. That gives you a clearer view. You understand? If you're in a crowd of 17,000 people, you don't know it and can't appreciate it unless you stand up on a ladder or get up on a cherry picker. And because when you're down in the crowd, you just see the people that's just right around you. You know you're in a crowd, but you don't appreciate it. You get on the cherry picker, you go, God damn, there's 17,000 people in this bitch. And you're also able to better understand where you are at in that crowd. All right. So that's how I live my life. So I hear this, and then I see this whole thing play out, and the whole crooked do-rag. I'm so over me right now. I can't. And it's suspicious immediately. Why do I hear that? Because at first you could have thought, well, they're breaking in, they almost were about to go into the reel. But that wouldn't line up, because when the reel goes to commercial, they go, we'll be right back with more, whatever, you're watching the reel. And then it goes, dun, 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 dun. They come back, dun, 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 dun. Welcome back to the reel, you know. It's different than their opening. It's like a play on it, but it's not like the opening song, right? And you would hear that and the applause. This was just applause, and it was clearly indoors. So we hear clap, clap, clap. Let me hear it. So we hear clap, clap, clap. And then the guy starts saying, we're breaking in. I'm immediately struck by that, because I stand at my gate. And it continues. And I can also tell that it's indoors. Then the white devil comes out to the mic and says, we've come to an agreement to reopen the federal government. Boom, cue that same applause. The acoustics are indoors. It's the exact same applause. The one or two people, and then it'd be expanding, and then until it's a group. Not a crowd, a group. Clearly a group. That's the same applause in two different places. And you don't ever hear nobody applauding it when the president is speaking in the Rose Garden or the West Lawn or whatever lawn, wherever he was at when they come out of the office. All those things I knew immediately. But that's something else I always hear about, knowledge converging. So if you're not paying attention to those things to begin with, I just mentioned 10 different things that would have not signaled to you. You see, that's why I always tell you, you got to interest yourself in stuff that you don't think pertains to you, or that bores you, or that you're not interested in. And additionally, you got to be paying attention to everything. That way, you catch more stuff. This was immediate for me. I've been working, trying to get this video ready for at least the last 2 hours. So, if I've been at this that long, it's been at least 2 hours that I've been trying. Like, it must have been. I lost my train of thought. I've been at this that long, and I still haven't seen the whole thing. Just because of what I'm sharing with you. Alright? Oh, I know I'm supposed to be cueing this. What I need to do, and I just thought, why is there applauding? And even if the pre-applause hadn't happened, and then after he goes to open, we made a deal to open the federal government, and then that applause had happened, that still would have been off to me. Because what I know also is that the garden out there where they speak, wherever the president is speaking around the White House, is not mic'd. And the press isn't like right up on him. You understand? If you see news conferences or announcements and stuff that happen outside the White House, let's say you have CNN, and they had a specific question that was controversial, or there was a weird interaction with the president, whoever the president is, and they play that, then you hear them turn that audio up from whatever boom mic or audio device they had out there, so that you can hear it, because you can't hear them. The president, when he speaks, he's just at the presidential podium, has the presidential seal on it, and has one or those little two mics, whatever. And then that feed is out to the press corps. You also wouldn't have a crowd of, or group of people there applauding, because this was breaking news. This shutdown's been going on for over a month. This isn't like, oh, it's the annual Easter egg roll or the annual something where they know the president's going to be there, and then the press is invited, and so families would be there and children and all that stuff. This isn't that. This is like president's going to come out. So what would have happened is they've come to an agreement. A press release would have gone out, and the press would have assembled, not family and just any Joe Blow spectator. So you wouldn't have had these people, just this group of people, they're just applauding. And the press people are going to be there. You're going to have camera people, so they're not applauding. And any boom people that you may have. And people are holding their phones with their, they have their microphone extenders, and they've got their pads that they're writing on, or their text. I mean, they're not doing this, the press. All of this makes this suspicious and catches the eye of the Jedi. You understand? First, because I'm going to play you what I tried to record on my TV. And like I say, it's important because this is the only way you're going to see this, because any clip that's going to exist online won't have the break-in part. It'll just be him speaking. And maybe the applause once he makes his major line. That's it. You won't see this, so nobody will know about it. You see? That's why I felt the urgency and a serious responsibility to do this. All right, so, and I don't know how well, and I'm also doing this part of it because what I realized on the part that the video I'll play for you, because the way this camera's mic picks up, and maybe even if I had been able to do it on my phone, maybe it would have been the same thing. I don't know. But, the technology now, the audio are sophisticated. So they have their own balancing or filtering, or, they're supposed to make it easier and better for you and all this kind of stuff. So when I heard it back, I realized, A, you couldn't hear the quality of the acoustic on the clapping to discern that this is indoors. And then when they play it in the Rose Garden, when he's out there, I'm just going to call it the Rose Garden. When he's out there speaking and that same applause is played, you can't discern that that is indoor, that's an indoor track, that it's not happening outdoors. And I realize you're not able to hear the sustainment of the applauding. So like at the beginning when I say it's a black screen and it already starts applauding, and they're saying, and then now they start saying we're breaking in. I'm going to give you a physical cue on camera now to show you when the applause stops, because you'll realize you're not hearing it, but it's still happening. All right, let me cue this.
From Washington.
Wait now.
Interruption.
Wait. Hear this. I'll do my best with volume. We have to go forensically. I hope you can hear it, but I'm going to be telling you as well as showing you. All right, now hear this. Before I play anything else, let's do it again. Hear this. Did you hear that? That's clapping. But hear how it starts. It's not like spontaneous applause. It's one or two people start, and then it becomes a group. You hear? I'll do it one more time and go on. And then I'll do this when it stops, so that you can understand how sustained it is. But notice that you heard that before the guy even says, we now break into, and whatever the bullshit he's saying. Right. Hear it again now.
Interrupt your programming for a Fox 11 News special report.
Bobby Tash from the Fox 11 studios here. Break into your programming to bring you the special report from Washington. President Trump in the Rose Garden expected to make an announcement regarding the government shutdown. Let's listen.
The applause just stopped. We'll do it one more time.
Listen.
Special report.
Bobby Tash from the
Now, one more time. Notice that you hear applause before you even hear the da-na-na-na, and then the guy speaking. You hear the applause first, everybody. Who's clapping? Who? Because he's not even come out yet. You'll see. I want to show you the video. It's not the people out in the Rose Garden or wherever the fuck he's speaking. It's not them. And as I'm proving, nobody out there was doing that because it's an audio track because they use the same track. But they've not even come on yet. It's already we're hearing this applause, and it sustains until he starts to speak. Hear it one more time, but notice you hear the clapping first. Hear it.
We interrupt our programming for a Fox 11 News special report.
Bobby Tash from the Fox 11 studios here, breaking into your programming to bring you the special report from Washington. President Trump in the Rose Garden expected to make announcements.
Now, that applause just stopped. That was clearly indoors. I know something about acoustics, all right? I was in band for many years, but I play violin, I play French horn, and I play piano. But particularly speaking of French horn, because I played that from 5th grade all the way up to college. And I've been on football fields, like, you know, your high school, your college, whatever. But I've also been in stadiums, which is a different acoustic than a high school football field. You understand? I also know the acoustics when you're in a gymnasium and you're playing on that hardwood floor where they play basketball. That's a different acoustic. It's a different acoustic when you're on grass. I mean, you know, any of you guys that are out there that, certainly if you were in band and you played any type of an instrument, whether it was brass or woodwinds, you know what I'm talking about. All right. So that was indoor. Indoors. What you just heard. Now, the orange tulip comes out and he says a few words to announce what they've done, and then we're going to hear the applause track again. Let's bring him down on this just because I fucking hate him and he needs to die. All right, hear this. All right, here.
Regarding the government shutdown, let's listen.
I am very proud to announce today that we have reached a deal to end the shutdown and reopen the federal government.
He says that, and now you're going to hear the exact same applause that I already primed you with. Hear that in your brain again. Hear that in your brain, what I played for you, the applause that I played for you already. Hear that in your brain. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. And right after he just says to announce that we reached a deal to reopen the federal government. Hear this.
As everyone knows, I have a very powerful...
It just stopped there. Same fucking applause track. We'll hear it one more time.
Please make announcements regarding the government shutdown. Let's listen.
And
hear this.
Open the federal government.
And reopen the federal government with my fucking fake orange hair. And then hear this now. Close your eyes. Think back to that first applause track I let you hear. Hear it again.
As everyone knows, I have a...
Same one. We'll hear the original one more time. That they played before he even spoke. Wait. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
We interrupt our programming for a Fox 11 News special report.
All right. And it's
Broadcast from the
sustained.
Fox 11 studios
It's
here,
sustained.
breaking to your programming to bring you the special report from Washington. President Trump and the Rose Garden expected to make an announcement.
Just stopped. All right. Now, let's hear the second one. Now he's just said to reach the deal to end the shutdown and reopen the federal government and close your eyes. Same applause line, indoor applause, but we're hearing it outdoors. Why? Why? I don't have the answer. I will tell you that now as I sit in front of you. I don't know the answer to this, everybody. I just know it's some bullshit. All right? And I haven't watched the whole press conference, and so if something else comes out, I'll do another video or another part or something or whatever. Or at some point before I present this to you, maybe I'll do an addendum and it'll be added on and whatever. I don't know yet, but I'm just saying what I've shown you thus far already is right after, and I'm going to still show you the video so you could see it as I showed you. I've let you hear now that applause before when the commercial goes black, the commercial's playing, and then all of a sudden it goes black and we hear the applause. That's when that first applause starts. Clap, 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 clap. Dun-dun-dun-dun. This is so-and-so, so-and-so. We're breaking in for the president's going to speak now. The applause is still going, still going, still going. We're expecting he's supposed to come out and announce something. The applause is still going. So announce something about the shutdown, da-da-da-da-da-da. The applause is still going. Let's hear from the president now. Applause stops. White Devil steps to the mic and says, I'm here to announce that we've reached an agreement to end the shutdown and reopen the federal government. Same applause. Click, 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 click. Same thing, but still that indoor acoustics. Why? 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 The other thing, if I haven't said it already, that jumped out at me and made this suspicious is the fact that anytime you have, Democrats or Republicans at odds over an issue of some kind and they come to some sort of agreement, they come out together. They're either in that hall that hall, I can't describe the hall, and there they come to the mic, or they're on one of the gardens, in this case, when he comes out of the Oval Office, and it would be, it would be both people, representatives from both sides would be there, and one would speak and say, we're so happy we're able to come to this agreement. The president and us have agreed that such and such and such, and we're excited to move forward for the American people, and blah, blah, and then the president would speak, whoever it is, and he would speak and say blah, 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 and some other vomit, and but here he's the only one coming out and saying anything. And right after he says to end the shutdown and they play the applause track, his next line is,
as everyone knows, I have a very powerful alternative, but I didn't want to use it at this time. Hopefully it will be unnecessary.
That sounds pissy. You didn't really come to no deal. That's why you stand your bitch ass out there alone. And if you really come to some deal, if you got some other option that you could use, a very powerful option that you could use, and you're saying that I chose not to use it, hopefully I won't have to use it in the future. Well, if you made a deal, you know whether or not you have to use that or not. You understand? You already know. So there's not a deal, damn it. I said it. It's just that he realized the shit is getting critical. And shame on and shout out to and no sympathy for all y'all white people out there who work for the government that voted for this bitch. just because you couldn't stand the color of Obama's skin. This is what you get. You reap, you sow. You make your bed, you lay in it. You see? But he's losing support even from those yahoos. You see? Over what I love, Kamala Harris calls his vanity project. I love that choice of words. It's shady, it's accurate, and it stings. I love it. So, he can't get it. And more people are beginning to understand there's already been border security. We have border security. There's just not this fucking fancy wall. There's always been border security. And everybody's interested in that. They've always apportioned money for that. They're just not trying to give you any extra for this vanity project, you see. So, this is why he stands alone in his announcement. And I'm going to be interested now to see, I'm going to have to watch fucking news now today. But I'm interested to see if any response there's been from the Democrats. You know, why was he alone? Why was nobody standing there with him going, yeah, we made this deal and here's the terms that we decided. Cause what? You understand? So, and like I said, I haven't watched the whole thing. Maybe somebody's going to come out. You know, like I said, this stopped me in my tracks. I was like, why am I hearing fucking applause? This is some bullshit. And over and above the fact they're cutting into my favorite damn talk show. Why am I hearing applause? And then after he makes that statement of to open federal government again, and then we hear that same applause track. And what I know about how they do stuff in the gardens out there, and I know this shit is not mic'd, and I know this is an impromptu press conference. It just, all the signals were wrong for me. And like I say, the fact that he was by himself, it's all bullshit. I don't have the answer for you of why. The specifics. I can absolutely and unequivocally and without any doubt proclaim to you that this is some bullshit. This I know and am clear about. This is some bullshit. It is. It's just about now picking it apart. But I wanted to bring this. Like I said, I don't know when I'll be able to release this to you because I can't upload from my phone. I can't do anything on my fucking computer. But this will still be relevant whenever you see it. You know? And I knew the time was now to do this so that it's done. You know? So now I'm going to let play what I immediately did once it happened. I immediately said, I've got to record my TV some kind of way. I have to. I can't use my phone. Damn it. That won't work. Okay. What else can I do? Quick. Get your webcam. Do whatever you can. Make it work, Jedi. Because I knew, well, this is on TV and that portion won't be on anything else in the future. The break-in, it won't be there, you know? So I had to do that as an example, but let this be, before I play that for you, and then you won't see me more. Like I'll play that and it'll just be the end of the video. But let this be again to you, my people, a sit up straight moment for you. If you know you're not in this thinking space of dissertation in the society every day, hopefully this helps you to perk up and say, wait a minute, I got to get on my game. I got to get on my game. I got to get on my game. That would have gone past me. That would have gone past me. You see, so that you can be more in command of your filters and keep them sharp. You understand? We're not going to catch everything, not even me. You understand? Because all knowledge lies with Allah at all times. Every bit of it. Every bit of it is with the divine. We only know what Allah allows us to know in any given millisecond. Somebody says, what's your name? And you say it. You don't say it because you know your name. You say it because Allah allows you to know that in that moment. Think about somebody with Alzheimer's, huh? They start getting Alzheimer's, they can't remember anything. They just put their car keys right here and they don't remember where they are a half a second. So you got to think of knowledge, anything that you know. Always be in that state of gratitude and know that it is a gift. It's a gift. It is a constant gift, everybody. That you need to understand. But sharpen your own knives of awareness. Sharpen them. They say iron sharpen iron. I'm trying to be the iron for your iron. Help you sharpen your shit. This, right out the gate, was a problem for me. A problem. And like I say, I still have more to learn and figure out to understand why is this some bullshit? Why did they do this? What else is happening? But this I know for sure, and that's why I'm able to represent it to you. So I will play the video that I did for you, that I just did in an emergency, trying to show you the stuff happen on TV and, you know, in real time and all that stuff. And, you know, like I say, if there's something else to be spoken on, then I'll certainly bring that to you. But for now, I will be gone and I will play that video for you. I'll see you soon. Now, I didn't know any other way to do this other than this, everybody. But this is so important because it struck me the moment. In fact, as I'm recording this, I have not seen the whole press conference. I didn't even get into it because this stopped me in my tracks. You understand? This was the commercial that was on because they cut in to My Girls, my favorite show, The Real, right? Now, never in my life have there been a breaking news where, unless it's like, you know, I can't give you an example because there isn't one. But certainly on something like this. When the screen first went black, you're going to see it in a minute, I started hearing applause. Excuse me. I'm like, why do I hear applause? Like, what, what is this? Damn, if I could stop burping. Anyway, and what we're paying attention to, let me move around, y'all, I'm sorry. What we're paying attention to is the applause, everybody. Because we're asking ourselves, first of all, why do we hear applause? And the next thing that we're trying to answer, I'm going to show you, is that the applause is the same. Usually when the president speaks in the garden or outside the Oval Office, the way that the audio is, you don't hear nobody. You can't. Because they don't mic the garden. Everybody, every once again you hear the question from the news reporter. Every once and again you might be able to hear them. And even that's low because of the way they have their sounds and everything out there. They just don't do. It's not mic'd like it's mic'd the studio or something. So we have to ask ourselves, why do we hear applause before it even starts? Hold on. I'm going to play it. Hold up. Watch this. Now notice that you hear sound. Wait, let me do it again and turn it up. Hold up. Now, notice that you're going to hear sound.
We interrupt our program.
You hear that applause? Let's do it again. Listen for the applause. And you notice it sounds like one person at first that starts it. It's not a spontaneous, this is very important. You hear it's like one person starts it and then, But I want you to hear it. Notice the pattern of the clapping and how it sounds. And it keeps going. Let's do it again. Hear this. You hear that? And you still hear it. I'm going to keep going. Watch it. You still hear it.
Programming for a Fox 11 News special report.
Bob Picasso from the Fox 11 studios here, breaking to your programming to bring you the special report from Washington. President Trump in the Rose Garden expected to make an announcement regarding...
You hear that clapping? It kept on going. Who's clapping? Who's clapping? Who's clapping? Let's do it one more time, because I'm going to show you something else, because I'm going to tie it together. They're already clapping before they say we interrupt our program. You hear the clapping, but I want you to hear the type of clapping. All right, you heard that, and now and it's still happening. Like it started, and it's still happening. Watch, it's still going. It's still going.
Programming for a Fox 11 News special report.
Bob Picasso from the Fox 11 studios here, breaking to your programming to bring you the special report from Washington. President Trump in the Rose Garden expected to make an announcement regarding the government.
Now it just stopped. Now watch, because you're going to hear it, that same clapping, again when he gets to his main line that he's going to say. Hear this now.
Shutdown. Let's listen to it.
I am very proud to announce today that we have reached a deal to end the shutdown and reopen the federal government.
Pause. Now, turn it up, Jedi. And reopen the federal government, said the orange white devil. Now hear the clapping.
As everyone knows, I have a very...
It's the same clapping, everybody. Sadly, it's not translating well on the audio for you. I don't know what else I could do differently. It's not translating well. Damn. But trust me, it's the same clapping, everybody. I hope you can hear it. But why is that important? Because that means there's an audio track. You can also tell by the acoustics, because the first clapping that you hear sounded indoors. When he says that main line and they applause, that sounds indoors. Hear this again.
Power.
Wait. Let me turn it down for me, goddammit. I don't want to hear his bitch ass.
Let's listen to it.
I am very proud to announce today that we have reached a deal to end the shutdown and reopen the federal government.
Now, turn it up, Jedi. Hear how it sounds. So here, we'll listen to the clapping and notice that it sounds indoors.
As everyone knows, I have a...
That is a track, everybody. That's a track. I don't have the answer. I don't. I say that freely and openly. I don't have the answer, but what I know is something is seriously some bullshit about this. I can also say to you absolutely factually that I know acoustics. I know acoustics. I'm a musician, for God's sake. I play violin, I play French horn, I play piano. But most importantly, I'll deal with the French horn and being in marching band. My sophomore year of high school, we won the first International Musical Olympics. It was 156 bands from all over the world. We marched, it was a 4-day event held out in California, in Anaheim. We won. One of the reasons we won is because the main because we had you competed in all categories: color guard, dance teams, percussion, everything, concert band, symphonic bands, 1, 2, and 3, etc., etc. Like all the categories of band, you had competitions for that. And of course you had parade, but you also had the field show tournament, which was held in Anaheim Stadium. And one of the reasons why we won this overall contest is because of our performance in Anaheim Stadium. Why did we win? Because our director took an hour. We were all sitting in the band room, and he took an hour explaining to us how we had to adjust our acoustics, because the analogy that he gave is you want to think about yourself playing inside of a tin can. That you're inside of a tin can. He was trying to help us to be aware of how our acoustics were going to be in this stadium, and therefore how it would translate to the audience, but most importantly the judges, and how we had to play in order for certain things to come through. Like the woodwinds had to push harder because of the acoustics, where they wouldn't have to if we were just in a maybe on a regular football field at your school or something. This was different. I'm going a long way. I'm just trying to tell you I know acoustics. But you don't have to be me and have my experience to know that what I just demonstrated to you was indoor clapping. That this was a track being played. What we heard differently in the second clapping, after he makes that his major line, was you hear somebody go woo. Now that would have been real audio there in the Rose Garden or the East Lawn, wherever the fuck he's at. I think that's the Rose Garden. Is that the Rose Garden? It's the West Lawn. I don't know. Anyways, but that other shit is being it's a track being played. It's a track. And of course, all of the media is in on it. Of course. Of course. Like there's a video that I'm going to share with you, in very soon, where to show you how all of the world media, not just here in America, but all of the world media, how they conspired against Michael Jackson. Every single media outlet on earth conspired against this man. That's a bold statement, but I'm able to prove it. I told you, the Jedi is not here to pull shit out of my ass. I'm not here to be impressive or any of that. I'm here to represent the truth and what I know. And when I don't know something, I tell you I don't know. Now, was this just to self-aggrandize himself, with the clapping? And, then his next statement is, as you all know, what's the statement? I have a very powerful option that I chose not to use this time, and hopefully I won't have to use in the future. Fuck you. But the other thing that's off about this, everybody, is he comes out and says that we've reached a deal to reopen the federal government. Even here on your screen, it says deal reached to temporarily reopen government without wall. Now, usually when there's a deal being made between two houses of Congress or the president and the opposing party or whoever, the representatives from both sides come out grinning and fake handshaking. We've come together. Here he is all by himself saying this. There's nobody else. And the applause track. As I say, I haven't put all the pieces of the puzzle together, everybody. I don't know everything right now. I'm sharing with you what jumped out at me. I still haven't seen the whole press conference. When I finish this, I will finish watching it. And if there's more to tell you, I'll tell you. But I only got this far in. What you've seen thus far is all I've seen. Because I knew immediately something's not right. Because when they first started cutting in, I'm like, here they go cutting into my show, because that's all they ever do. But as soon as they were cutting in, I noticed that I was like, why am I hearing applause? Is that still the real? Why am I hearing applause? Why am I hearing applause? And then that same applause happens again when he comes after he says his main line, but it's the exact same applause and it still sounds indoors. That's not an outdoor applause, everybody. You know how outdoor applauding sounds, especially if you when you know if it's in the distance. Like, people that are out there are the press. They're holding cameras and microphones and cell phones and boom mics and shit. They're not just sitting there empty-handed. So who's clapping? Who would be out there to make that much clapping? If you heard one or two claps, that would be okay. One or two people clapped, whatever. But this was a group of people, a group. When I would say a crowd, this was a group of people clapping. And it was a track, provable by the fact that we heard it before it even came out before it even comes out to the microphone. We're hearing applause. We hear that same applause. I'll do it one more time just to run my point all the way home. Hear it.
We interrupt our program.
You hear that? And it keeps on going.
For a Fox 11 News special report.
Bob Batash from the Fox 11 studios here, breaking to your programming to bring you the special report from Washington.
The applause is still going. Still going.
To make announcements regarding the government shutdown.
The applause just stopped. And I asked, I said, who the fuck is clapping? Who's clapping? But wait, now let me let you hear the next one again.
Let's listen up.
I am very proud to announce today that we have reached a deal to end the shutdown and reopen the federal government.
Turn it up, Jedi. And reopen the federal government, said the white devil. And hear the applause and the length of it. The only thing you hear different in this applause is there's a woo. Somebody goes woo, but hear it again. You see that? Same started by one person with that same acoustic sound to it.
The federal government.
Hear it again. Hear it.
As everyone knows, I have a...
Boom. You see? Same shit. And like I say, the other thing that leaped out at me is the fact that you're saying a deal has been reached, but only he's out there. Only him. Usually when you have two houses of Congress or something like that, they come together, they make a deal, they come out together. Representatives from both sides, or whatever side they were on, come out together. And the one stands to the mic and we're so glad we made this agreement, and then so-and-so will say a few words, and the next person steps up. You were so glad we were able to work with the so-and-sos on this particular issue, and we're so glad, and we thank our constituents, and all the bullshit, and boo, 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 and it's over. Just this fucking satanic devil comes out by himself and says we reached a deal, but immediately after that says, as you all know, I have a powerful tool I could use, but I didn't. Hear that.
Very powerful.
Wait.
Very powerful.
Wait. The end of the applause.
As everyone...
Which is clearly indoor applause. And then he goes, as everyone knows, wait, because he's a fucking braggadocious dude, always tries to pump himself up, you see. Damn it.
As everyone knows, I have a very powerful alternative, but I didn't want to use it at this time.
Boom. So right after he says we've made a deal, and they run the applause track, I didn't want to use it at this time. Well, if you've made a deal, you should know whether or not you're going to have to use it at all. You see what I'm saying? This is dowdy, dude. This is dowdy as fuck. I'm going to stop it here. This may be all I release to you. So I'm going to say peace out right now. But if something else pops out at me, then you're going to see that immediately after I say peace out. You'll be like, oh, I guess there is more. Yeah. But that's all I've gotten thus far. But that is some bullshit. Just to recap, the applause before he fucking ever comes out to the mic is the same applause we hear after he makes the statement that we reopen the government. Same applause. Point number 2. Excuse me. Point number 2. Both applauses are the same and they're clearly indoors, letting me know that that was an audio applause track being played. Third point, if that's number 3. Third point, only he comes out to announce that a deal has been reached. Nobody else. This is some bullshit. I'll see you soon.